Siobhan Otero is here.
Hello, good
Hi,
morning.
Siobhan.
So I have a little bit of everything for you guys today, some announcements. You know, even though summer's over, there's still lots to do, and I'm glad that there's pumpkin spice lattes again, so. Yeah.
And they're not just at Starbucks.
Are they really?
They're not just at Starbucks. There's Cafe Giuseppe downtown has one
Perfect.
too.
And I love supporting the local one
Yeah.
anyway, so I'll have to
Pretty good.
go
All
there
right,
after
pumpkin
this.
spice lattes.
There you go.
This is just coffee.
This is morning brew
You get some in
specialty.
here.
Yeah. So and I have some announcements in literature, music, and dance. This Thursday, September 26th, the UNM English Department will be hosting their 4th annual Rodolfo and Patricia Anaya Literature of the Southwest, and they'll be featuring author N. Scott Momaday. He's going to be giving a lecture and signing books. So
Wonderful.
it was actually my home department in undergrad, so I'll have to check that out.
Nice.
And hopefully run into some professors, tell them I'm still writing.
They'll be glad to hear that.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then on Saturday is the September Fiesta, and they're going to be presenting the Enchanted Gardens Music Festival, and they're supporting Santa Fe Community Farms to produce organic food for low income and those in need in Albuquerque and Santa Fe. And their mission is, you know, everybody deserves quality food, and so that's going to be going on all day from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the Civic Plaza.
Okay.
And I saw some of the promoters and artists this week at the UNM Sub, so it seems like it's going to be really fun. They're going to have a beer garden and activities and food and a DJ. And finally, if you guys want to check out some flamenco, next weekend at the National Hispanic Cultural Center, October 4th and 5th at 8 p.m. We have our guest today, Jesus Munoz and Company, and it's going to be a real treat. They're going to perform for you guys at the end of the segment. And Jesus has made a name for himself around the globe. He's performed throughout the U.S. and Canada and Spain, including for the Prince of Spain himself.
Wow.
And he actually got his starts here in Albuquerque, but over the past 13 years, he's been in over 2,000 performances and introduced over 45,000 students to the dance.
Oh my gosh.
So he's been busy, and now he directs his own company, Jesus Munoz Flamenco, and co-directs La Chispa and Company, and founded in 2009 Casa Flamenca, School of Flamenco in Albuquerque. So you've been busy choreographing and directing and traveling, and you just got back from DC or New York?
We just got back from Detroit. We were doing a with La Chispa and Company, which is a sister company of Jesus Munoz Flamenco. We actually did an Arabic flamenco fusion at the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. So I think it was it's a huge space, a beautiful theater. The sound was excellent. When we get in there, I ask for certain things. So requirements are really high now. So it's like I say, well, we need this, and they're like, you need that. And the way the orchestra works is they will actually rent a $4 million violin, but when you tell them you need, when you tell them you need a 16 by 16 square foot platform to dance on that needs to be mic'd, they just look at you. They're like, this is like a whole new.
What? Yeah.
What's that? And why? Why would we do that? Or so they had to actually, once everything was set and done and they actually saw it. People loved it. I mean, and it was fantastic too to be able to work with the Arabic musicians of that caliber, which is Dr. A.J. Racy. It was incredible. I mean, the fusion just happened. We were kind of nervous before getting there, but that was something that we did before we came here, and that was actually just this past weekend in Detroit. And yeah, full crowd. And so we're just waiting now for this the 1929 to happen. Which will happen next week, and we have some artists here with us right now. One just came in from Spain. He came for the Detroit concert and for this one as well.
Oh, cool. What a treat. World-class artists.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
So how did you get into flamenco?
Accidentally.
That's always the wonderful things.
So I actually started, I started when I was 17 listening. 17, 18 years old, listening to the guitar. So I actually played guitar for 2 years. But I didn't know the dance existed until I went with my guitar to this room. And I was like, what's this? Because I just said flamenco on the syllabus. So I took the class thinking it was a guitar class, and I get in there and I see a bunch of girls dancing, and I'm like, well, this is not what I signed up. And then so I'm thinking of the other side. I'm thinking, oh man, I don't want to be dancing with all these. There's only girls in here, Yeah. And then the teacher comes in and she says, and there's only girls in here. And you're all 18 years old. I was like, well, there's a lot of good-looking girls in here. And then you see it that way, and you're like, well, that's not so terrible, you know, it's not so bad. So I stayed in there, and this was a class at the University of New Mexico. I stayed there for a few years, and then right around 2007, I left to work with Maria Benitez, which is actually in Santa Fe, and that was her last and final, or her final year of 37 seasons.
Yes.
So I actually worked there, worked for a year, and then I went to New York City to work with a New York City company immediately after that for 3 months.
Yeah.
So then we started touring, and I did that touring for 7 years. And so that's where all that experience came from. They said, well, you're going to have, you know, we're going to be on tour. You have to wake up at 5 in the morning, and you do have to wake up. It's not like you get up whenever. 5 in the morning.
Like
and,
this.
Yeah, this is it. This is the
This
glamour.
is familiar.
Exactly.
You're used to it.
It's like 5 in the morning. We're ready, and then you gotta text. I mean, you're there for hours and hours and hours, and by the time you get to dance, you're like, oh, this is such a relief. You know.
So I'm curious, what is 1929? What's that all about?
1929 is a retrospective. It features vintage rhythms that have only been performed by a few dancers in the world, and I say that because in that time, I use that year as a platform year. So you'll see stuff that even from the 60s and 70s, you'll say, oh, okay. I mean, you guys aren't like checking out your 60s and 70s flamenco, but the people who really dig in, they know specifically some of these dances. So the 1929 features some of those rhythms because in that era, flamenco was not performed usually for more than 10 or 15 minutes. There was no full concerts.
Oh.
Okay, Jesus, we're going to run a little video. We're going to let you go join the troupe here,
Awesome.
and we're going to have a performance.
Okay,
Yay.
I'm
awesome.
excited. Let's run a little video of what we're about to see. Let's take a look. All right. We have a performance now. Jesus Munoz and company. Take it away.
Vámonos. Dale, dale.
Villa del Río. Mira. Casa. Villa del Río. Lágrimas que lloraban y era la orilla del río.
Ole, ole.
Como no sería mi llanto que
ay,
para
no.
y ya creció. De ti me he enamorado. Casa, pa.
Ole, dale.
De ti me he enamorado. ¿Qué culpa tengo yo si en mi corazón
Vámonos.
mando? Vámonos.
¡Ya!
Pasa. Vámonos. Pasa. Y en la copa un pino verde. Tu pañuelo que han real. Por si tu camela tú me puedas encontrar. María Jesús. En casa del herrero hay cucharas de palo, palo. En casa del herrero hay cucharas de palo, palo. Hay que dejar mi padre que buen gitano. En casa del herrero prima mía cuchara de palo. Hay que dejar mi padre que buen gitano. Sin avisar, sin precisamente duele.
Jesus Munoz, Casa, Flamenca. Not this weekend, next weekend, National Hispanic Cultural Center.